Hi, this is Senator Justin Reedy coming to you again from Annapolis, entering really right at the midway point of the General Assembly session. As I told you last week, things have really started to pick up steam. We've got a lot of bills that we're considering in committee and on the Senate floor. A couple of very interesting and I would say controversial things that are coming down the pike. The General Assembly continues its attempt to make this like Washington, D.C. The Annapolis Democrats are pushing legislation to try to make Maryland a sanctuary state, meaning that we will not have our law enforcement, the state police, ask about anybody's immigration status or enforce federal immigration laws, and that we won't cooperate with the federal immigration authorities. I obviously think this is a terrible thing. It's a terrible move. For some reason, we've gotten to the place in this state, and particularly some of my colleagues and friends on the Democratic side of the aisle on the left, it used to be the argument was over whether people who came here illegally but hadn't done anything wrong other than that should be able to stay in some fashion versus not. And I was always thought that you broke the law, you shouldn't be allowed to stay you shouldn't be allowed to stay. But the argument was at least over that. Now, a lot of the folks on the left seem to think that you should be allowed to come to this country no matter what. And if you commit even crimes while you're here, beyond coming illegal, if you commit other crimes, we shouldn't be able to kick you out. It's absurd. But unfortunately, that's the level of the discourse that we seem to find ourselves in. And there's this constant attempt, as I told you last week, particularly to try to attack Governor Hogan and try to make him either defend or say something negative about President Trump. It's just getting ridiculous. One of the most interesting things, as I said again last week, I'm down here, we're supposed to be down here working on making the state better, improving the state of Maryland, focusing on Maryland issues. Governor Hogan actually introduced in his State of the State address a couple of weeks ago, he had 31 specific policy proposals that he's introduced, 31 bills dealing with a number of important areas. Opioid epidemic, dealing with heroin and opioids, job creation, tax policy, and even things like trying to improve our environment and improve public education. 31 bills, 0 bills have been voted on yet. The Democrats have not allowed a vote on any of those 31 bills. Redistricting reform and ethics reform is another one. We're already at the midway point of the session, and we've had time apparently to look at giving the Attorney General expanded powers. We're having time to do sanctuary state stuff. Even some really anti-gun bills that are very far-reaching that I may be able to get to next week. But 31 bills that the governor has put forward, and I've co-sponsored a number of them about creating jobs, tackling the heroin epidemic, helping our students in failing schools, and there's not been a vote on any of them yet. I think that's a big problem. So I'm hoping this week we can see more action on those important proposals. I look forward to updating you as we move forward. Again, I thank you so much for the honor of serving you in the State Senate and invite you to contact me with the information that's provided. Thank you.